Hi, my name is Prince Mykel ENOBI. I'm a music industry curate in Cameroon, and I'm on Hall of Fame with Lyonga.
You look so fine. I don't even know where to start from. Bro.
The grace of God. I'm even modest.
I know the other time you came, just your shoe alone was 150,
Yeah, one or two times, especially when you have a media outing, you have to dress the way you'll be addressed. You get what I mean? All right, nice.
Okay, so you want to tell us about the ring? The last time you came, there was nothing. Today you're here and there is something.
We have a special show for this ring. Special explanation for this ring.
Is ENOBI taken?
I still have a special explanation for this ring.
Very well. How have you been? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a bit. A lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of work. There's progress. So where there's life, there's hope. Where there's life, there's hope.
Now, a lot of people enjoyed your last interview right on Hall of Fame with Lyonga. They said this is the most knowledgeable man ever. So let's talk about the interview. How did it impact you? How did it affect you?
I think that until now, recently, I didn't used to do a lot of media outings, and I would not be one of those that would always be on WhatsApp, on Facebook, to always tell the story and stuff. But I think that after that, a lot of people finally knew the man behind the person, because a lot of people, especially the younger generations that just came into the industry now, I've not been very active in the field for a very long time, unlike how I was active before. So I had to, they now got into my mind and understood exactly the person, who Prince Mykel ENOBI is actually. Like, sometimes I feel really bad when I see people say Prince Mykel ENOBI event organizer. I think that I'm way past being just an event organizer, but that's the era in which they had contacts with the things I was doing. So I had to explain it myself in that interview for them to understand, be like, wow, this guy has come a long way. You get? But one of the things I also still feel bad, I think that it's still work in progress. There's going to be a time where I don't need to explain myself and have an interview before people actually know that this is the guy, this is what he has done. So it's gone a long way to open up the mindset of where I'm coming from, the kind of things I'm doing, and where I'm going to concerning the entertainment industry.
Okay. Now, I watched your recent outing on a different show where you just passively spoke about the 80-20. I saw some screenshots, WhatsApp. Do you want to tell us more about that?
I think that that should be a deadbeat by now, because I think I have a lot more to offer. I have a lot of things that I'm doing, a lot of intelligent things, a lot of progress that we're doing in the entertainment industry, that by now, man, this is 2023. We have a lot of things that we've been doing in the back end. I think right now we should just let that be.
Okay.
The whole 80-20 CY thing, it's a deadbeat already. It's boring to me already, again, and I'm sure it's boring to the Cameroonians. It's the same story again and again, again and again. I'd never publicly told my side of the story, that this is what happened, this is what happened. We said that, but I think that we should move past that drama. I call it drama. That was a big drama. That was a big misunderstanding. We have more to offer. So for those that probably don't have much to offer, they're probably going to stay in that same era of Naira Marley and stuff. We should move past it.
Okay. Very well. So tell us, what have you been up to?
CIMFEST, basically.
Okay.
CIMFEST, Cameroon International Music Festival. It's been serious work for a couple of months, since April this year. That's actually where a lot of energy, resources, time, mental breakdown has been. Cameroon International Music Festival.
Okay. Now, before we talk about CIMFEST, is it some sort of a replacement to BDMA? Because we know you're part of the organizing committee of BDMA. Last year there was no BDMA. Why?
BDMA, the president of BDMA is Bonte. He's the president. Yeah, I'm part, not was, I'm part. We haven't done BDMA for a couple of years now. For like last year, we did not do it because of there's some constraints that we had internally. Sincerely speaking, financially, this country sometimes can frustrate you. You can put a lot of money. Like I say, if you don't make the money back, it gets really frustrating. But BDM is a pride. It's a brainchild of Bonte. I know that he's working on something, so it's not a replacement.
Okay.
On the contrary, what a lot of people have been confused is Click Urban Music Festival. So we didn't do Click Urban Music Festival for many reasons. You know, with the advent of the crisis, we had to remove the festival from Boyati Yaoundé, which did not still play out well for us because it was a new terrain and then nature didn't work in our favor during that last edition. It rained all through 3 days. It was the last day, which was the gospel night, which that was a new segment we added to Click that it did not rain. But I thought it wise after I was approached by the founders of CIMFEST. You know, sometimes you have to lay down your personal gains. You have to lay down your personal hustle for the common good of all. So Click Urban Music Festival was my brainchild. It's a brand of the Click Empire Holdings, but I had to tone down on it for the meantime so that we could fight a common war. I think the industry has a bigger war that we need to fight. So I would do more at the level of the Cameroon International Music Festival until when my tenure as president is over, and then we'll bounce back to Click Urban Music Festival.
Okay. Each time we look at Prince ENOBI Mykel, the way you dress, your public display, public appearances, you look well put together, and we often feel like, see the way you're looking out, we feel like everything is on your side, like you're literally seated the right hand of God, you know. Could you tell us your challenges?
I think the challenges are the same. It just depends on how you carry yours, you know, and how you carry yours. It's you have to remind yourself what is the raison d'être, what's the main reason why I started this. That's the only way you can survive it. I have the same challenges like every other curate out there. I have the same challenges like every other entrepreneur out there, but I would just find a way to smile at mine. I tell you what, my dad watched one of my interviews recently, and he sent me a message yesterday night. It was a very emotional message, and he says that because my dad calls me Mr. Enoch, and he says, Mr. Enoch, I see, young man, you're talented, you work so hard, but for some reason you're not making the money. What's going on? I hope that this time is going to be different. And then I responded to him, and I told him that Rome was not built in a day. It's a work in progress. You see, this is what happens. Usually, you see all the successful people you see in the world, they do not just wake up one morning and boom, they were successful. They have a story. I know deep down in my guts that there is no glory without a story. There's no crown without a cross. So I have the same, but then how do you face your challenges in the midst of adversities? I'll quote you an example. When we started CIMFEST, I had a whole team of about 38 people, and a few months later, we're down to like 3 or 4.
Wow.
People who are actually actively working. Sometimes even the people you think that are going to be there, they'll buy the idea, they're going to jump on it immediately. They're going to leave you halfway. So what do? Do you cry? So far, so good. I'll tell you that we've not been able to amass the resources we need to run CIMFEST. CIMFEST is in a few months. But am I going to sit and keep crying? No, we just have to, because there is a standard. And whatever it takes, for anybody who's worked with me, you know, whatever it takes, we have to keep the standard. To have financial constraints like every other person. As a businessman, I probably have loans that I've taken in the banks and taken from people that I probably put in X, Y, Z, and we're hoping that it's going to pan out like this, and it does not come out. So what do? You have to find a way. You have to find a way to keep all the creditors and all the people who gave you loans and stuff at bay. Now, so, but then I know that. So for sure, the thing is that it's not just going to come boom one day like that. CIMFEST is big, for example. This is for just the logistics for the stage, lights, sound, LED screens that we're pulling to Boya during this period. You don't want to know the figures. But then this, like I said again, this is a few months. Those figures are not there. I'm hoping. We're still hoping on partners. We're still hoping on sponsors. We're still hoping on people that can buy into the vision. So I go through my own challenges. Personally, as an individual, I have my own challenges. I have friends who be like, bro, they're trying to get to me because I'm busy. I'm busy. Sometimes my mom, when my mom sees me, she's gonna be like, "Pa, you see this? Oh, like mango bomb picking. I never pay now. You know." That gets to me sometimes because the days I'm in the same town with my mom for like a month and I can see her because I'm either running out, I'm traveling, I'm doing this. So those are my own challenges. That these I break down to like every other person. I feel like I want to give up. I feel like is this really worth it? But then some other days when you wake up in the morning, you remember what was the drive, the move that made you even start, and then you look at how far you've come and where you're going to. You don't have a choice. You just have to keep moving. That's it.
Okay. Let's talk bad business decisions.
Yeah, I've done a couple of bad business decisions. I've had a couple. I think there was an era when I told Bonte, I called him and I said, "See, boy, you know what? Let's tone down on this whole entertainment thing. It's not working, and get to normal regular businesses like every other person." And I tried that. I pumped in a couple of money in a couple of businesses, which that went bad because I realized at the end of the day I was not there to manage most of those businesses. That's been bad. I made a couple of mistakes that it takes just one time, but you learn from it. I was sharing this with someone recently. Some of the bad business decisions I made. Number one, Davido's concert. That would have been a very big concert when I brought Davido to Cameroon in 2016. But it took one mistake, one very tiny mistake, and everything went sour. What happened? A few months to the concert, about 2 months or so to the concert, we changed the location from Boya to Douala. That was the bad decision in that particular thing. So the mere fact that that concert, timing, location, and everything at a level of event means a whole lot. One wrong move, everything goes sour. That concert was supposed to be in Boya. Another mistake we made is that we took Davido to Boya first before taking him to Douala. Now, that night we pulled up in Boya, we had more than 3,000 people that pulled up to see Davido. And they saw him, he greeted, he said hi, he spoke to them. Now, this is me thinking that was supposed to help in marketing and that they're going to follow us to Douala the next day. They did not, because they've already seen Davido. Bad decision. So yeah, I think that we've had a couple, even at the level of other investments and stuff, like Click Music Festival. The bad decision we made was that in the adverse of the crisis, after we had done 2017 in Boya, and it was great, but we did not make return on investment. It was low. We now moved to Yaoundé. So this was us running away from the crisis too, that let's do it in Yaoundé, but that was a very bad decision. Because we went there and then the nature wasn't in our favor. It rained all through. And I did not rain in Boya that day. And in my head I was like, what if we had just stayed in Boya? What if? Because there's a couple. Even as an individual side business, there's some decisions that I've made I'm not proud of. A couple of them that I'm really not proud of, but the most important thing I've learned in life is that you have to identify and acknowledge that, yes, this was a mistake, that you accept it, and then what do you do after that? So, yeah, there's been a couple, but you're right.
So which of these are you still suffering from in terms of the consequences? Which one is still affecting you till date negatively?
Which one still affects me till date? I'm not sure there's anyone that I hold on to.
In terms of finance?
Okay, in terms of finance, there's an investment I made that is still, Ada's concert, one of the events. See, Ada's concert was a sold out, but this is what people don't know. So the concert in Douala was what helped me. But the one in Boya had a crowd, but financially it didn't sell out. You know that when we announced Ada's concert, a few days to the event, there was a Gabo incident in Bamenda. For those kids that were killed, may their soul rest in peace. And they announced a 1-week lockdown. Oh. And we had already announced the concert, and Ada was already on her way to Cameroon. There was nothing we could do about it. We just had to go through with it. Now, so a lot of people didn't come out. And then two, at the time, it was a Christian concert, so a lot of people needed, they just see people were suffering. People were suffering, or people are suffering. You get, especially in the northwest and southwest regions. And they needed a beacon of hope, something to just give them hope, that just hang in there. And Ada had to give them that hope. So see what happened. A lot of people came to the stadium, but they could not afford 2,000 fans to get in. Oh. And then this was the concert about to start, and then we have more than 1,000 people outside. And I came out myself, I saw them begging for 500. I saw them begging, some people were begging for 700, because they needed it. Now, as an entrepreneur, I have a financial obligation to my partners. I have to. But as a human being, I'm soft. So what's the point? We just let the gates open and then let them come in. And there's this, I always say it. So that night, when my dad was singing at some point, I saw people crying. And I was backstage. I was with Emma Gospel, the gospel artist. And I called Emma, I told Emma that these people are giving their life to Christ and crying on my bill. As in, see them, they're crying. Like people were crying and they are in the spirit. And they attended a free concert. And then I have bills to pay the next day. I remember when I went home that night, and I asked God when I was praying, and I told him, I said, boy, you owe me. Because let's assume that all these people have to tax them for this concert. Let's say 50K, because see, they were filled, they gave their life. So 50K times 3,000, let's do the maths. Bro, you really have to pay this money back. And then at some point, when you think about the things that God has done for you, man, He's paid it. He's paid it. There's things, me and one person, I have received. I've seen the help of God. God has helped me. God has helped me. I would say it any day, anytime. I got exposed to the help of God and how it's easy to tap help from Him after a dance concert. So I saw help, but that does not mean that I'm not still going to have my own difficulties because even the Bible says in Isaiah chapter 63 verse 2 that when you walk through fire, so God knew that there's going to be fire. He knows that there's going to be difficulties, but He says, I will be with you. So I'm still alive. I'm strong.
How did you overcome that?
I've been paying. I'm a businessman. I've been paying the investors and the loans gradually. I'm still paying till today. Trust me, I'm still paying for that till today.
Oh.
But I know that the good thing is that I don't give up. I know people that have had adversities, that have lost money. See, I know that it's becoming a sing song most times when I come here and say that, hey, we lost money, we lost that. And then a friend of mine asked me yesterday that he's an artist though, and he said, if you lost money, or you lost money, why do you only do them? And then I asked him, so you sing all time, you never sing for O2 Arena, why did you sing? And then he sat quiet. So the fact that I cannot hold it.
You woke up and just babble it.
So basically, the fact that it's not working doesn't mean that we don't keep pushing.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm still here, and the good thing is I'm hoping for better tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow should be better than yesterday. I've made my mistakes. I've had my flaws. I think that there's people in the industry that have probably touched their toes. I probably vexed them. I probably got them too angry. I probably did not do it right. I think that for those people, I don't know if they are watching now. Sincerely, I'm sorry. It's my flaw. I probably did not know that I was outrightly hurting you, or maybe I did some moves that did not sit well in your head or in your brains. Sincerely, I'm sorry. I'm an open book. I'm one person that I don't carry grudges too long, because carrying grudges, I used to have one grandfather who would tell me that he know the vex for free. You know we just vex for nothing. So if you want vex, you vex for expensive. I know if you carry person from my heart for free. If I want to carry you from my heart, you get for dear. Like how you keep stay in my heart when you're not paying rent?
I know.
It's like you're pushing me something every month.
Yeah.
Then I'll be keeping you in my heart. You get? If you're not pushing me something every month, man, and life is too short.
That's true.
Just today I can be here tomorrow, I'm not be here anymore. It's a fact. It's something that I've learned in life. So sincerely, if there's anybody that I've hurt over time in my sojourn in trying to arrive at my own final point in my hustle, and I genuinely hurt you, I'm sorry. I probably will not even remember, but if you remember, just reach out to me, and on God, I'll apologize. I will move on.
Amazing. Now let's talk about the positive side.
Yeah.
Let's talk about those good business decisions and the fruits you've reaped from them.
We've had a lot of... Where will I start from? A lot. Let's start. Daphne. I made some money off selling Daphne. At the time, it was a lot of money. Maybe now it's not so much money, but I'm still thankful to Daphne and to Stevie's Records, because I think it was that money that we could buy some equipment and noise and records and stuff. That was a great step. Working with the artists that I've worked with, directly or indirectly, has pushed me to who I am today, where I've been. One of those that I'll outrightly say it any day, anytime is X Malaya. Man, Veuillez, Auguste, Ice, thank you very much. I probably never said it on air to say that thank you very much. They helped me the first times I traveled out of this country to Europe. and out of the country. I didn't pay a dime for it. Then I was doing management, you know, and we have a lot of things we're still working on. So that was a good time. I had grandfathers that believed in me. Man, the last trade fair in Boya, I did the last trade fair in Boya in 2018. That was a lot of money. There's some grandfathers that believed in what I could do. In most of the contests that we've even done, you know, I had guys that believed in the process. Oh, there's one I'm going to say. This is the first time I'm saying it. Naramali's contract was not all my money. Actually, most of the money wasn't mine. That's the thing that people do not know. They were investors. But then I'll have to bear the pain because I lost their money. But the major investor for Naramali's concert, to date, this guy did not ask me a dime for all the money that was lost.
How much are we looking at?
We're looking at a lot of money.
Wow.
A lot of money. I mean, a lot of money, not just small money, a lot of money. I think it's grace. No, it can only be God. It's not possible. Bro, if I give you 3 million to keep and you come and tell me some story, no, you get it hot. You explain yourself. But I'm talking about a lot of money. That day I almost crashed. That day of Naramali, I almost crashed. And I stayed in my room, and then this guy walks up to my room, my hotel, and be like, we're about to go out. See, some people are built differently. You can't lose that kind of money and you want to go out and chill. Well, I'm not chilling. In my head, I'm waiting for him to come for control and due. No, check and balances. Yeah. This money. And then he comes and tells me, you want to die? If you die, we'll still come to your funeral and we'll drink and we'll dance. I always say, well, Papa, sorry. But then you have to move on. Man, that is when I saw the help of God firsthand, directly. Because I prayed that day. Because my problem was that, how would I defend this budget? Until date, it's probably the best business partner I have. And that's why that guy, Schengen, when Schengen calls me, one phone call, if Schengen calls me at 2 a.m., I'll pick his calls. Even at 3 a.m., he needs me to handle this, I would go in all out. Because that's me. If you come through for me, I'll come all out for you. If you don't come through for me, I will not leave the muscle for you. So that's been great. Generally, I built a name for myself. I built reputation for myself, which came out from all the disappointments, all the losses, all the stress. There's a couple of young people out there, a lot of them, that look up to me. I receive messages like every other day. Some of them, you'd probably think that you text this grandfather, he's not replying. Bro, sometimes I get tired. Sometimes it's not easy to reply all the messages, but I try. For anybody that has ever written to me on social media or my WhatsApp, I would try to respond. Some days it could take longer, it could take like 3 days, 4 days, but I try. It's not, on my own, it's not easy. You know? So this is just a good times with everybody that we've worked on the project. That to me, most of this project is fun. It's enjoyment for us. We just have fun. Like CIMFEST now, it's fun. We're cruising. You know. So basically, there's been more good memories than bad memories, sincerely speaking. So that the way the human mind is built, we would remember only the bad things. You see, same as if you're in a relationship with someone, girls in particular, and then
that's not true.
No, girls in particular. Let me tell you something. And then you always hear this thing say, after everything I've done for you. Now, if you have to take pen and paper and say, sister, take pen, write. Then the guy will write. You realize the guy done more things.
No.
But then girls, for example.
Emotions is priceless.
That's what I'm saying. But for example, see, girls, I think as some girls sometimes, they have what you call cognitive, no, not cognitive dissonance. They have selective amnesia. They choose what they want to forget and what they want to remember again. So it's okay. It's understandable. So guys, if you have a girlfriend like that just is selective amnesia. They just choose what they want to forget and what they want to remember. Really? So, but basically, I think I think it's a normal human mind. You remember more of the bad things more than the good things. But there's been good things. When I sit back and relax and see how far I've come from 2007. When I came from film, people don't even know that.
Oh, really? Eh?
I came from film, then switched the game somewhere around 2010. Somewhere around 2009. I think I'd already seen that music was going to make, because at the time there was no music, it was movies. At the time we had more superstars and more celebs as actors than musicians. But I knew that there was going to be a change somewhere, and then I switched. So that's been very good. Good times. Good memory.